Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the life of a football icon who literally seems to defy time and logic. Cristiano Ronaldo. But we aren't just going to sit here and look at his trophy cabinet. We're going to really dig in and break down the actual grueling price he paid for this level of greatness.
Okay, let's start with this absolutely massive milestone. Over 900 official career goals. He recently crossed this threshold in a Nations League match against Croatia. Just sit with that number for a second. 900 times, in official matches for club and country, he has found the back of the net. It's just wild.
Now, what's really fascinating here is this mythical race to 1,000 goals. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo on one side and his ultimate rival, Lionel Messi, on the other. Both of these guys are nearing this seemingly impossible quadruple-digit mark, but they're doing it in completely different ways and different leagues right at the twilight of their legendary careers.
And to add to that present-day peak, at 41 years old, he just fired Al-Nassr to the 2025/26 Saudi Pro League title. He effectively completed his mission in the Middle East by pipping an undefeated Al-Hilal team by just 2 points. A 3-year wait for that specific league title is over, which means he's now won a league title in every single country he's played in since leaving his boyhood club. Just incredible.
Breaking down that 900-plus tally really shows you the sheer scale of his dominance. We're talking 450 goals for Real Madrid, 145 for Manchester United, 131 for his national team Portugal, 101 for Juventus, and 68 for Al-Nassr at the time the specific milestone was tracked. He didn't just conquer one league, guys. He literally conquered them all.
Part 1. Surviving the early odds, the boy from Madeira. Let's step back from the billionaire athlete for a minute.
To really understand the athlete, we have to look at the extreme poverty he survived. He shared a single bedroom with 3 siblings in a house where rain literally leaked through the roof. He lived with a father who struggled heavily with alcoholism and a mother who cleaned houses day in and day out just to put food on the table. There were no luxuries here, just survival and an old, worn-out football.
His early years were just defined by these rapid, really painful hurdles. At just 12 years old, he took a one-way flight alone to Lisbon, leaving his entire family behind to chase his dream, literally crying himself to sleep from homesickness. By 15, he faced a major medical scare. And then, by 18, the massive breakout signing at Old Trafford.
Let's pause on that medical scare for a second, because it's absolutely crucial. At 15, he was diagnosed with tachycardia. It's this terrifying condition where the heart beats abnormally fast, even when you're completely at rest. Doctors warned it could cause heart failure and flat out told him he might never play again. He required laser heart surgery to cauterize the problematic areas. So before he even really got started, he was fighting his own body just for the chance to step on a pitch.
Part 2. The Football Father, Sir Alex Ferguson.
It all started on this one specific night in August 2003. An 18-year-old Ronaldo, playing for Sporting Lisbon, played so incredibly well in a preseason friendly against Manchester United. I mean, he turned their defenders inside out so badly that the United players actually begged their manager on the bus ride home to sign him immediately. And within a week, he was a United player.
Ferguson shaped him not just as a player, but really as a man. Look at 2005, when Ronaldo's father fell into a coma during a really crucial part of the season. Ferguson didn't even hesitate. He granted him compassionate leave, telling him family is always the most important thing. Then, in 2006, after Ronaldo became public enemy #1 in England following that controversial World Cup incident with Wayne Rooney, Ferguson totally shielded him from the vicious media fallout, convincing him to stay and fight.
To this day, Ronaldo still considers Sir Alex his ultimate mentor, saying he was the main key to his success. Ferguson made him feel like Manchester was his house. That deeply protective, almost fatherly bond gave him the exact foundation of confidence he needed to go out and conquer the world.
Part 3. Leading from the touchline. Evolution at Euro 2016.
I want you to think about this for a second. What do you do when your star player, your captain, goes down crying with a devastating knee injury in the very first half of a European Championship final against the host nation, France? I mean, most teams would completely collapse in shock, right?
But instead of retreating to the dressing room, Ronaldo flat out refused to succumb to the injury. He paced the technical area right next to his manager, barking orders and whipped his team into an absolute emotional frenzy. He was acting like a possessed general out there. And he backed up that relentless energy at halftime. While his teammates were reeling in shock over losing him, he injected them with absolute confidence.
telling them he was certain they would win if they just stayed together and fought for it.
And wow, did that belief pay off. The team totally absorbed his energy, and substitute Eder scored a spectacular winner in extra time. Portugal defeated France 1-0 to claim their first-ever major tournament triumph. It was famously dubbed by some as the Ronaldo final. Not because of his footwork, but because of his sheer, unbreakable will to lead from the sidelines.
Part 4. The Mindset of a Legend. Turning Pain into Power.
So how on earth does someone maintain this level of longevity across 2 decades of professional football? Well, it comes down to a core tenet of his philosophy. Natural gifts are completely wasted without extreme daily discipline. He was notoriously always the first to arrive at training and the last to leave, famously doing midnight free kick practices alone under the floodlights.
But you know his absolute secret weapon? Converting negativity into fuel. He uses the love of his fans for strength, for sure, but he uses the hate and doubt of his fiercest critics to become absolutely unstoppable. He doesn't shy away from the pressure. He actively converts it into high-octane energy for his performances.
We can really summarize his psychological approach into 3 steps. Number 1, outwork whatever natural talent you were given. 2, turn hate into fuel. And most importantly, step 3, transform your struggles, the poverty, the heart surgery, the intense isolation of leaving home at 12, the physical pain of injuries, into a lasting legacy.
Which brings us right back to his present-day output, 123 goals in just 142 matches for Al-Nassr. Even in his late 30s and early 40s, his consistency is genuinely terrifying.
Ultimately, his legacy isn't just about the shiny trophies or the billionaire lifestyle. It's built on those lonely nights of training, recovering in freezing ice baths, missing family milestones, and refusing to ever let his circumstances dictate his future. He paid the highest possible price for greatness.
So I'll leave you to ponder this. Is Cristiano Ronaldo defined by his talent or by the pain he endured to perfect it? And more importantly, what limits might you completely shatter in your own life if you adopted even a fraction of this legendary mindset? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey,